This is Andre from Overcoming the Odds out of Jacksonville, Florida, and please excuse that weird echo. All right, we're good now. That's a great pattern interrupt. So now you can really pay attention to what we have to share. But we're gonna get right into what we wanted to share as far as how to utilize social media to get traffic to your business and or website, or basically both. So without any further ado, we're gonna go and introduce the rest of the panel. So we'll go all the way, starting off in uh, uh, now let's go out. Let's go out to California first before we got to New Mexico.
To me. All right. I'm Patricia Henry, and it's so nice to. Uh-oh, I'm getting an echo. Uh-oh. Anyway, I'm Patricia Henry, and yes, I'm in sunny California. It is beautiful weather out here and gorgeous, and it is Black Friday. Look at that. I have this sign, Black Friday. Can you guys see that? But I had made a few videos or periscopes, and we're going to talk about Periscope later for attraction marketing, but I hate Black Friday because I don't understand why people are doing what they're doing on Black Friday, trying to kill each other on Black Friday. And we have a better method, I think, as opposed to going to a store and spending your money or trying to save $100 or $50. I have something else I want to share with you, okay? So how you can utilize social media for to get traffic on your website, and obviously not to use this horrible event here to get traffic to it. So anyway, that's what I'm going to talk about.
All right, let's go to the UK real quick.
Hey guys, my name is Neil Henson. As Andre said, I'm currently residing in the UK, so it's 11 p.m. my time, but hey, the beautiful thing about being on the internet. So I mean, social media, it is actually a phenomenon since it's come around in the past, 10, 12 years since I think Facebook started it all. It's kind of like, it's blown up and this is where everyone's at, but it's amazing how many people don't actually utilize Facebook or even social media in general. Just they don't utilize everything that's available to them. And I know when I first got told you need to be going on Facebook and trying to generate leads through Facebook and all other platforms, which we're going to go through today, I couldn't quite grasp it. And for me, I was just like, I don't understand how you're going to how you can get them from Facebook to your website, whichever one it is, whether you've got a blog or whatever website it is. So if you're in that position, then this is something we're going to go through literally from start to finish, how you can get traffic to your website using, I'm not going to say every single one because there are just so many to cover, it's unbelievable, but we're going to cover the most common ones that we're actively using, but also the ones that we know that are going to get you the results. So, that just stay tuned, and like I say, hopefully, by the end of it, you'll have a full, clear picture of what it is you can use straight away to just get started using your business. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll send it across to you, Aaron.
Hey everybody, this is Aaron Martinez, and I'm coming to you from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Mountain time here, it's about 4 p.m. or just a little bit after. And yeah, just from what all the rest of the panel has been saying about social media is, there's a lot of people that don't really understand the true power of what social media can do for you and your business if used the right way. There's a lot of negativity out there. There's a lot of people just posting things for the heck of it without doing it for an actual purpose. And so what we want to teach you today is some ways to post on these social media platforms with a purpose so that you can get better at generating sales and traffic to whatever your business opportunity is. And, I've learned a lot just in the past year. I've learned so much about Instagram, Facebook, a little bit about Twitter. Periscope has become kind of a new thing, and I'm still getting used to it. But some of these guys here can better explain what the benefits are of using Periscope. And there's just every platform there is, and so we've all got a little bit to share about the ones that we are most familiar with, and we hope you enjoy what you are about to hear. So I will turn it back over to Andre.
All right, all right. I think it's safe to say before we start talking about obviously utilizing any type of social media platform to get the traffic, and these guys can agree with me, or pretty much they will back me up in this, saying this, that when it comes to doing such, getting particular traffic, you have to know exactly what your target market is. I know before we got started here live a few moments earlier, Neil and I were talking about, it's you can use any particular platform, social media platform, whatever it is. It could be Pinterest, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, whatever have you too. But if you really don't know what your own target market is and you're trying to like really hit everybody, you're not going to get anybody as far as any eyeballs onto your business or into your website. I know this from experience, unfortunately, a couple of years ago when I first got started online. I was shooting everywhere and was getting absolutely nowhere, basically wasting my time, unfortunately, and it's sad too. And you can really save a lot of your time too once you pay attention to some of our pretty much some of our mistakes too, and then what we've learned too, and what other people within our community are doing too to have a lot of success to get traffic using social media. Because yes, there are paid ways too, but as we've had, well, one person too, basically the founder of our company, David Wood, mentioned, why not start using free methods before you start using using paid methods? So with that being said, like perfect example of some, like Aaron just mentioned too, I'm pretty sure you've seen it on social media when people just blasting links all over their profiles. And let's be real too, you love them to death, they're a friend too, but if it's on your timeline almost every now and then, what are you basically gonna do? Not unfriend them because you like them too. More than likely, you're gonna go and just unfollow them, so you don't see them every time popping up on your social media website. It's funny too because I've also just really from this past week, I've gotten people that like on my Facebook wall to share something that's just like, really, there are other ways to do this other than just blasting something on Facebook or maybe even on Twitter. I've got that too. Somebody just trying to blast a link on Twitter. I was like, come on, man. There's other ways to do that to be a little bit more attractive. Perfect example too. I'm just gonna get right into it too. I want to show you something that's kind of a little bit different from what the rest of the panel would mention. Let's see. Let me get it here. Okay, here we go. Now let me share my screen. Give me one moment. I'm gonna go into a different platform which people don't really know about too much. It's kind of like a sleeper in that sense, and that's Google Communities. It's no different from having groups, whether it be on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever social media sites. Here's a ninja way that I like, that you can go. This is what we learned too. This is what we've been taught for some people in our community to go and get people to be like, what is this person doing? Quotes. People love seeing good quotes. So it's like this. Does this not stick out more so than if I were just posting my link all over the place? Now, we're all bloggers on here as well, too, but you might find out there's more than just doing blogging when it comes to getting this attractive marketing. Here's another cool one. Today's forecast, 100% chance of winning. I like that forecast, and I'm pretty sure that you watching also like that forecast as well, too. I'm just showing this because this sticks out more. It's pretty cool too when you see these type of pictures like this on in using Google Plus. And also too, like I said, you can use this in other groups, but this is just something I like to share too. And here's Neil. This is one of Neil's favorite people to listen to, Tony Robbins. And like I said, this sticks out more too. But when somebody's looking at this, they turn around and be like, what in the world? Oh shoot, what's this go to? Oh, it's his blog post. Go figure. But guess what? I got your attention because this stuck out more. Something with quotes and a picture in the background. So that's just a little bit example of it too. It's pretty cool, but at top of a ninja way, it sticks out more. That's going to grab your attention more so right off rip. Other than this blasting my link all over the place, showing the company the opportunity. Again, not bashing on the company or opportunity, because if you're in a different company, we're just showing you a way to just better enhance what you have on your own shelf as far as using your opportunity, just better promote yourself. for starters too, because when it comes down to business, people are going to join you. They're not going to join the business. Obviously, they're going to join you when it comes down to it. You know, like for example, somebody's going to join Patricia more because they know her more so than me, or somebody's going to join Neil because obviously they don't know me, or same thing with Aaron, or somebody else that we don't have on this panel is Ian. People are going to join you first before they join the business. That's something to keep in mind too, as far as this little simple ways just go out and just share information. So I didn't know if anybody else wanted to go into a different particular platform or keep on staying on the same platform. It doesn't really matter. Just pay attention to what else we have to share when it comes to doing these type of ninja ways on here.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna add on top of what you were just saying, because when I first got started, I was doing exactly the same as what you did, and I was literally just trying to get as many people out there as I can. I thought the more people I can try and target, the better. And same as what you said, you can't target everyone, because, like I say, if you're trying to target everyone, you're actually targeting to no one. And not everyone is going to respond to a particular message, which is why another thing Andre said, that people are going to resonate more with. Certain people are going to resonate more with Andre or Patricia or Aaron or the other, Ian, who unfortunately is not here. But people are going to respond to you based on what you're doing. So either the videos that you're recording, or maybe your blog post that you're writing, or whatever it is you're doing, people are resonating with that message. That's why they keep an eye on your actual post, whatever it is that you're doing. So if you're sharing a particular message and you're following your particular way of doing things, that's what people are resonating with, which is why they're paying more attention to you than anybody else. And that's what target market comes all down to. Because if you don't know who you're targeting, you don't know what message to put out there, because you could say one thing to someone, you could say the same thing to someone else, and they're going to respond in entirely different ways, because they're two different people and they have different ways of I suppose responding to each thing. So you can't target everyone based on one particular thing. So you have to send out one message. So don't try and send out 15 different messages thinking you're going to target 15 different kinds of people, because it doesn't work. You need to focus and just think, forget the masses. We're not interested in the masses, because remember, there are billions, and that is billions of people online. So don't think you need to try and target everyone, because the internet is a huge place. So there is more than enough room for everyone. You just need to find out who your people are, who responds to your message, and just be true to who you are. That's another thing me and Andre were talking about just before we got on. It's being congruent to who you are. Don't feel that you have to be, Andre or Patricia or Aaron, or, don't feel you have to be someone you're not. You're not them, you're you. And if what you're doing if what they're doing doesn't resonate with you, then that's fine. That's just who you are. Then, you might resonate more with another message, but that's not to say you're doing things wrong. That's just who you are, and that's the message you're portraying. But there are people who are going to resonate with that message. You just need to find who they are. So that doesn't mean to say you post it once and just try it, and if it doesn't work, I can say I've tried. It's about consistency and doing it time and time and time again. And this is another analogy that I was talking to Andre about just before we got on. And a couple of months ago, I was watching. I wasn't watching. I wanted to watch. It was a football match, and this was a football match where basically it just meant that the team that won went up to the top division, and there were two teams playing. So there's Derby. This is the team that I actually love to hate, because it's a bitter rival of my favourite team, Nottingham Forest, but also another team called Queen's Park Rangers. Now these two played over 90 minutes, traditional football match, and for 90 minutes. Derby was hammering QPR. They was literally holding the possession, had the most shots on target, literally everything you can name it. And QPR, from what I'm being told, had one chance and they scored. Much to my delight, because that meant Derby didn't win. So, hey ho. But the point that I was trying to emphasise was, for 90 minutes, QPR was just literally on the back foot. For 90 minutes, they would just kept going, and they was getting nowhere. And if they didn't keep persisting and keep trying, that one chance that they had that they succeeded with wouldn't have never come. And this is my question to you guys: Are you that kind of person where you feel like you're on the back foot, you're not getting nowhere, and you just give up after 5 minutes, thinking, you know what, I just can't do it. It's not going to work. And had you have not persisted, then you never know. That one chance won't come around. It's only through sheer persistence of doing it consistently, regardless of the outcome. You just keep going and keep going, thinking, I'm going to get there eventually. I'm going to get there. I will get there. I just need to keep going and doing the same things again and again and again. And you will get there. And when that time comes, because of your sheer persistence of just keep trying and keep doing it, regardless of what outcome you're getting, you will then be better prepared for the outcome of when that chance comes around. That chance will come around. You just need to be prepared for that chance. And if you don't keep trying, keep doing what you're doing, that chance will never come. And this is exactly that's the analogy that I'm trying to say here. So if you just keep trying, and then say you give up after doing it, I don't know, for a week, for 2 weeks, when 3-4 months down the line, when your chance might eventually arrive, it might be 3 months, it might be only 3 weeks, I don't know. But the point is, if you keep trying, and then you just say after 2 weeks, well, I've tried, it's 2 weeks is long enough, I'll give up now. That chance that will eventually come, you won't be prepared for it, which means you can't take advantage of it, and you're not going to see the results. So you need to just keep going. Forget about what outcome you're currently getting, and just keep going, because Rome was never built in a day. It takes time and it takes effort. You just need to keep going, and you adjust as you go along, but based on what you learn. So you just keep going and keep putting out your message. Don't try and change your message. You just change what you're actually saying. So maybe you want to talk about different topics, but you stay congruent to who you are. Don't try to be someone else. Like, don't try to be Andre, don't try to be Aaron, don't try to be Patricia. You be who you are. You just keep putting out your message, and you will get there eventually. But you will only get there if you're consistent and you keep going. That one chance will come, and chances are it'll be more than one chance. You'll get more than one chance. But these chances will not come around if you don't take consistent action.
Yeah, I'm kind of also too sharing pictures like I just mentioned too earlier on Google Communities. I'm kind of curious though. This is coming from somebody who's a lot stronger than obviously that I am with you, Aaron, when it comes to Instagram. What is it that you like to share on there too? Because I know you've got a lot of momentum rolling too with your business and Instagram. So I'm kind of curious too that you like to what you like to share a lot too.
That's a great question, Andre. And the thing that I found is the most that I get the most engagement with is the content I post. That's the most personal to me. So stuff I'm actually into, stuff I like doing. I'm a musician, so I like to post videos and pictures of me engaging in that activity. It wouldn't make sense for me to go and create an Instagram account geared towards, knitting or something like that, because it's not something I do. And so the things that I actually participate in and do are the things that seem to have the most, I guess, magnetism to it. Like, I get more engagement off of those type of posts than anything, because they see that I'm a real person, and that resonates with people. Like, people can tell when you're being fake and when you're being real a lot of the time, especially with social media. So something that you don't want to do is just constantly be posting links and talking about your business and talking about all these things. You want people to get to know you as a person, and then just happen to, over time, it takes time to build trust with people. You want to get to know, like, and trust people, or you want them to get to know, like, and trust you, and that's not going to happen instantly a lot of the times. I mean, it's nice when it does, but it takes time, and so you want to be consistent. That way people will see what it is you're doing over time, and then a switch will go off, and they'll be curious. Man, this guy's doing this every single day for like months. What's going on? Why? What is he doing? They'll strike up curiosity, and all of a sudden one day they'll message you out of the blue, It's happened to me several times, and people just like to see what you're doing consistently. I had a guy that I went to high school with that I haven't talked to in probably 4 or 5 years, and we both played guitar back in high school, and we both still do. But one day I get this Facebook message from him. It was a video of him, and the message below it said, your videos have inspired me to pick this thing back up. And it was a video of him playing his guitar. And I was like, man, that is like the coolest thing to get a message like that. But then I messaged him back and I asked him, like, so what was it that got you to engage with, to send me that message? And he said, he's like, it wasn't just one post, it was the fact that you've been doing so many. So that stuff, it's when you do so many over a long period of time, people start to notice it, and they may not comment, they may not engage with you, but regardless, they're watching you. And that's what you got to keep in mind. People are watching when you do this stuff. So that's the main thing that I want to say about social media is put yourself out there, do it consistently, like Neil was saying, and over time, people are going to get curious about what it is you're doing, and you may not see it because they're not saying anything to you about it, but just keep in mind that there are people that are watching. They're remaining silent for now, but eventually they're going to come out of the woodwork and they're going to get curious as to what you're doing. So just always keep that in the back of your mind when you're posting with a purpose. And posting with a purpose means you have a reason to do it, and you're just going to keep doing it no matter how much or how little engagement you're getting. It makes a difference because someday somebody's going to go and they're going to see something of yours that is going to catch their eye. Then they're going to go back and scroll through your whole profile and be like, wow, look at all this stuff he's been posting all this time. Then they're going to start going and liking and commenting, and they might even reach out to you and be like, hey man, what's going on? What's the story with all this? Like, I've never known you to be this type of person before, and it just gets them curious. So that's really my advice on how to go about it with the mindset of posting. Is just keep doing it, like Neil said. Just keep being consistent. Take action, no matter how mundane the task is. No matter if you don't think it's a good post, whatever, just stay consistent with what you're doing, and people will be watching you, whether you know that they're watching or not. So,
boy, you talking about, Aaron, you had to be reading Neil and I's minds before we came on here live, because what you said there, too, is exactly what we were talking about before we got on this Hangout Live. It's talking about, just for one, staying consistent with everything too, and then obviously not going off from what you want to your purpose is, your message is too. And you kind of share basic lifestyle, which is, I was curious about that too. It's kind of your lifestyle, because social media people are nosy, you know what I mean, too, and it's sharing stuff like that too. So that, boy, this is what happens with like-minded people that hang around with each other too. I mean, there's something about that too. People, this is before, I know Napoleon Hill's mentioned it so many times in Law of Success, as far as the mind vibrations of the mastermind too. It just, boy, everything you said was on point before we got on the way here live too. Which, oh, by the way, since you were talking about lifestyle using Instagram too, there's another way to do so, and that is video. And now we got to bring out the queen when it comes to videos, because as far as lifestyle as well, because her videos are like, whether it be on Facebook or on Periscope, she's like literally all over the place too. And it's like, people are wondering, like, what in the world is this woman doing? So Patricia, what is it that you do that this gives people interest every time when it comes to this doing videos, whatever platform it is that you like to share videos on?
Well, again, thank you guys. For me to share this, because again, we have so many different platforms that we can put ourselves on, our lifestyle, to showcase everything that we do. As Aaron says, his is doing, since he's a musician, and you're football, and I'm a fashionista, and Neil is out there as well. So what we do is we put ourselves on these different platforms, YouTube, Periscope, and Blab, for instance. But I like to do YouTube and I like to do Periscope. So when you are consistent, just as Aaron had said, I'm kind of repeating what he said, but it's true. You have to be consistent. You have to be out there. And I had no idea that, well, of course I know I'm putting myself out there because I know I want people to follow me, right? I want them to look at my videos, but I had no idea when I first started off that people were looking at me. Even to this day, I get friends that come up and say to me, I saw that video. They didn't click on it. They didn't comment on it. They didn't do whatever, but they're silently watching you and what you're doing in the wings, and then you'll make that one video that they will comment on. And you're thinking, oh my God, and then as you have a conversation with them, you can find out about them. I go back and I'll comment, I'll say, well, thank you for liking my video. And then when I have a private chat with them, that's when I'm finding out that they've been watching me for, I've been online now since 2009, and they saw my very first video or something like that. Who knew? Again, who knew that this is what they were doing? And of course, we all have a blogging platform that once we do a video, we could take it and put it on our blogging platform and even spread it more out there in internet land. But that is basically how I do my attraction marketing, is through my videos, that people get to see my lifestyle. And I don't show them everything that I do, but the things that I do are targeted for my target audience, who are people who are, I kind of have a I know you're only supposed to have maybe one or maybe two people that you target, and that's what I do. I try to target people who are into fashion, and then maybe people who are retired, so that they could see what I do and to know that they can have a lifestyle and on the internet, and they can attract people into their business with just doing videos, and try to get them out of that shyness, so that eventually they can emulate what I do for their business, which is to also do videos to attract whoever their market is. So that's basically what I do. And just like today, I wanted to talk about, I said about this, okay, what do we do with this Black Friday? What can we do with this? It becomes a day that we know people go out and shopping, but how can you utilize that? Well, first of all, you use the hashtag. You do hashtag Black Friday, and that'll go on everybody else's whose feeds that are doing, you can be seen with the hashtag Black Friday. Then again, you could do a blog about it. I hate Black Friday, again, because people are beating up themselves and stuff. But when I do a blog about it, I could say why I hate Black Friday. I've done already 2 periscopes about that particular subject. I could take that, copy the link, put it on a blog, and highlight the fact of why I think it's not good, because even though we all have deals, but how can they better utilize what they're doing on that day, which is to save their money, $100, $50, whatever they're trying to save money on, and take that and join us in a business and earn residual income. So you see that one particular subject, they could take that, and that could be attraction marketing. That could be part of your lifestyle for today. Because I'm not going out to stand in line and do that. Or even, if you had gone a little further, you could go actually to a store and film that, and film the people in line, and then show that, and then show the contrast of what we do, especially if we want to live our lifestyle on the beaches of the world. That's what we eventually want to do. We don't want to be standing in line for that. Or you can use that Black Friday to promote your business or our businesses. So that's how to do it. That's how you can do that. And making videos, like I said, I did 2 Periscope ones. I just did a video that I uploaded and put my link in it. And that's how we can attract people. For people who are repelled on Black Friday, or people who are not, they're going to click on that and see what is Patricia Henry talking about that. You know, they're going to click on it and boom, then they will either, like I said, be attracted by what I have to say or not about that particular subject.
I wanted to share something else too, because I know Patricia, you brought this up earlier before we got on the way too. This is something else too for those that like to do webinars weekly too. If you're in another company as well, this is something that I don't know. I know the guys on my panel normally ask me as far as like where I get these pictures from to promote our hangouts sometimes, and I don't know where either too. It just pops in my head too. Like perfect examples when we talk about how to utilize social media. I just thought it's kind of funny when you see something like, oops, let me try to get back to it. Here we go. Oh wait. Oh, here we go. I just think it's kind of funny when you see something like this. You know, location of our Batcave is meant to be top secret, so stop checking in. You know, it's related to, again, what we're mentioning here this evening when it comes to getting traffic and eyeballs toward whatever it is that you like to offer too. And it's something, it has to go with your personality. That's my personality too, and these guys already know too. That's how I am too, because I mean it's always not trying to be about being serious or whatever. Neil and I were mentioning this too earlier before we got here live, as far as like when I was in offline network marketing, not anything wrong with it too, but some people are going to respond to somebody better if they get approached or since they get prospected upon for somebody who's a little bit better, just say dressed up, you know, maybe like in a nice nice collared shirt too, maybe some jeans, some nice pressed jeans, or some slacks too. They might respond to somebody who's probably wearing shorts. You know, not everybody. You know, not everybody. Somebody, since it's me too, you could approach me. It doesn't matter how you are too, because obviously, for one, I want to respect you as a human being too. But you know, you never know who somebody who's wearing shorts. You know, it sometimes can be like a perception as far as like, okay, this person's wearing shorts too, and this person's wearing a suit. But guess what? This person in the suit might be struggling financially compared to somebody who's shorts who's already financially free. You see what I'm saying? You never know, too. I'm not gonna guarantee or anything that as far as like what somebody wears or say judge somebody or what they wear. That's never been me. To be honest with you, I never really cared as far as what somebody wore. But as we mentioned earlier too, that's some people will judge you upon just something as simple as that, what you wear. Kind of goes back to now what we're talking about online too, as far as like when you just blasting your opportunity online, which you've been saying not to. There are other ways too that can be a little bit more attractive to do so. Like maybe a perfect example on Facebook. You know, maybe you share a quote, motivational quote too. People are like that too. It kind of resonates with certain people. Like what Aaron mentioned too, as far as like when he was sharing his lifestyle too, maybe some quotes that he shared to Instagram. It resonated with a former classmate of his, even though it's been a few years too. We've all had that same type of response from different people. From again, obviously, people that are, you know, paying attention to what we're doing. You know, now obviously, what we've been sharing here tonight, we're not going to guarantee you results because obviously results are not typical. So see our income disclosure below too. But the one thing that's true is results are, you know, they are possible too if you're staying consistent with it. You know, some people want to see something immediately like that too. That doesn't happen like that. And especially if you're an entrepreneur, you should know better than that. It doesn't. Something doesn't happen overnight, just like that. It takes time. But if you might see somebody who might says, "Oh, okay, this person's overnight success. Look at them on stage. They got the money, yada yada yada." But you don't know what that person went through to get to that point. You see what I'm saying? This person might have been homeless, or whatever, or they might have had a rough beginning, or you know maybe tragedy or whatever in their personal life. You never know. You see what I'm saying? So when you're sticking with it, too, as we've also shared so far this evening, you're staying on your message, you know, then you can be like, oh, okay. Then you're going to be able to get those eyeballs toward what it is you're offering. That's why when you decide to hop on and join forces with us, below, too, you have your own blog platform to share your message And then you can utilize your social media platforms, what we're talking about too, as far as, you know, maybe Twitter. LinkedIn is another one we didn't go into, which is really no different from what we've been mentioning as far as how you can share information too. You know, the list goes on and on and on. YouTube is another good one too, because now when you're doing videos, as Patricia mentioned, people are seeing your face. You see what I'm saying? They're seeing the reaction to whatever. I talked to a lady yesterday. The only reason why she was comfortable via Skype, the only reason why she said, I don't mind talking with you, because I've been paying attention to your videos. Silent, you know, what Patricia just said, people are sitting back there watching you closely. I never knew it. I just met her probably a few months ago on Facebook, and we had talked to each other since then, but that was the first time via Skype. So when you stay consistent, again, you never know who you're influencing to, and you never know who's watching. It goes back to what Napoleon Hill mentioned, Think and Grow Rich, too, with a story with a person who was wanting to find gold in the mine, too, and, oh, by the way, he basically sold his equipment to somebody else, too, but that person had did their homework for all the equipment they sold it to, went back to that same spot and had somebody do some research on the mine, and, oh, by the way, the guy was only 3 feet from gold. So basically, what we're implying is don't quit on your dream. Don't quit on your goal when you're trying to go after it, because you never know how close you are to it. You know, we have somebody who's going to be being a special guest here in the next coming weeks too, who was basically, in a sense, his story too. And again, you have to tune in to for what we're talking about too. I'm kind of jumping ahead too, but he was in that. He was that person who, by the way, who was, I'll just say, as Napoleon Hill mentioned, Think and Grow Rich, who had the tools and everything sold too, in that sense, because the person that was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, his sponsor had quit, and now he is one of the biggest teams in our community too. So again, I'm just saying, you never know how close you are to. You probably like right there, maybe one prospect away. You're probably one post away. You're probably one video away to just really just, you know, changing, you know, how your lifestyle could be. And again, not going to guarantee you anything too, obviously, because again, go back to our income disclosure. But I'm just saying too, what's possible out there too. If it's possible in the world, it can be possible for you. It's just a matter of how. It's just that simple. So I don't know if anybody else wants to mention or share anything else too that we had too, as far as anything we missed as far as different platforms. Because I mean, I think we've been kind of pretty well as far as just basically staying consistent with your message. You know, if anybody else wants to share anything else.
Yeah, I was just going to add a few quick thoughts, because it was something that I think I've discussed with you a few times, and that is, you know, when we get started online, we're kind of not sure where it is we need to go. We're not sure what it is that we need to do it, and a lot of the time it's like we feel that because we don't know enough, we feel that we need to learn it more before we can actually do anything with it. And it's like you think, oh, okay, I need to understand how Facebook works. I need to understand how to do it before I'm going to write any blog posts and put any blogs out there. And it's just like, it's not. This is the wrong way around. You need to use Facebook, and you need to just put yourself out there. Like I said, as long as you're doing it right, then you're going to get a better response rate. Don't just ping your post out there. You need to add a bit more content. So if you're writing you're writing a post about, let's say you're actually writing a post about Facebook itself. So if you write a blog post about Facebook, then maybe you could just do a bit of preview and basically saying, you know, just a few questions or a few bits of information of what they can expect within the blog, or maybe your association. So if you've been using Facebook, and say, you know, I've been using Facebook for 2 to 3 years now, and they haven't really gotten any results, but you know, I've just literally learned this one thing, and you know, it's improved my results massively. And if you'd like to know what it is and how you can apply it to your business, click on the link below, and I'll give you full details in the post. So you just give them a quick preview. They kind of, without clicking on the link, they now know what it's all about. If you just ping a post there and it just says, you know, your domain /Facebook, they've not got no idea. And as Andre's already said, we've already got these associations in our head of you kind of automatically assuming you know what to expect. And if you see a link, a lot of people are just not going to click it because they automatically assume it's going to be a sign-up page or a sales page, or people automatically have these associations. So if you give them a little bit of information, then they can see what the content's going to be about. and they're more inclined to click on it once they see what that message is all about. So, you know, when you're actually putting your content out there, don't feel that you have to know everything. Remember, you're here to utilize everything. You don't have to know everything. You just need to know. You just have to use it. Like I said, you've got Facebook, you've got Google Plus, Instagram, LinkedIn. The list goes on. You don't need to know how every single one of them works. Learn one and just get good at it. But that doesn't mean to say you can't use every other one. You just put your post out there, and as long as you're not just pinging your post, just pinging your link out there, and just giving them a little bit of preview, you know, like Andre did with the images and things like that, you've just given them a little bit of a preview of about what to expect on the next page. And as long as you're not just pinging your link, you're going to get a lot better response rate, and people are going to feel more inclined to click on it because they now know what to expect on the next page. So when you're doing this, you just give them a little bit of something to know what to expect, but you have to do something with that. Put it out there, and then get to know what the response rate is, and then you look to tweak it. You don't have to know how everything works. You just have to utilize the traffic that is there, because you know not everyone is going to respond to it. Not everyone's going to click on it. You know, this is something that I was also saying to Andre prior to jumping on it, and that was the thing about Facebook. Facebook has what we call EdgeRank, and they base who they share, who they show your blog post or your link to, who you share your information to, based on who responded previously. So, you know, as we've got here, we've got Patricia, Aaron, and Andre. You know, we share each other. Whenever I see posts, I always click on their links and see what it's all about, and you know, I like on it. And in some cases, I'll comment on it if I feel that I can add something to it. But every single time these guys post a link or post something on Facebook, I see it because we connect. But there are so many people on Facebook that I don't. I say I don't connect with, but I haven't connected with. We've been friends and we haven't really connected too much. So whenever they post something, I don't see it because we haven't connected either in such a long time or hardly at all. So you know, I could have 2,000 people, could have 1,500 people, I could have 2,000 people. You can have up to 5,000 people on Facebook, but that doesn't mean to say I've interacted with every single one of them. It's those people who you interact with the most who are going to see your post. So if you're putting your link out there and you're wondering why people are not clicking on it, the question is, who are you interacting with? And I dare say this is probably the same with Google+. I'm not an expert, I can't say for certain, but it kind of tells me that it's kind of the same thing, because that's the way it's going. It's about interaction, it's about engagement, and it's about what value you're providing to the community, regardless of what that community is. So if you've got people that are clicking on it, interacting with it, and you know what I mean, sharing it, and even commenting on it, those people are going to see your future blog posts, and that's how you start building up the amount of people that see it. So if you want to know how to get more people to see it, you just need to post more consistently, because that's what Google loves. They love consistency. I dare say Facebook exactly the same. If you're posting a link once every now and again, you know, they don't know when you're going to post the next one, so they can't come to rely on you. Where if you're consistent every single day, they're going to know that you're going to post that again tomorrow. And when you've got certain amount of people that are clicking on it, I mean, there are people in our who we connect with on Facebook. I'm not joking. There's people out there who are getting 300 likes. I think one of our leaders, not in our company, but one of the leaders out there, Ray Higdon, he's recently had a daughter. She's only, I believe, a couple of weeks old now. But you know, when he first started posting out there, I think I seen it. It was probably not even half an hour. It posted that, and it already had over 100 likes inside half an hour. And it just tells you the severe influence they have. So when he posts a video, when he posts a picture out there, or a comment, or something to do with his blog post or whatever, he reaches so many people out there because he's already connected with so many people. And there's so many people that click on his link and add comments and interact with him on a daily basis. And that is why he's able to reach so many people, and that is why some of the gurus are able to do that. When you post a link out there, do you have that kind of response rate? And I'm going to say no, because you know, you're probably not at that level. But that's not to detract to say you can't get to that level, and it's not to discourage you away from it. It just means that people are not interacting with you because maybe you're not consistent. Maybe they're not fully aware of it, but that again comes back to because you're not consistent with it. So if you're consistent, people are going to get more curious about what you're doing. They're going to want to know what you're doing because they've seen that you're doing it again and again. Same as what Aaron said about the fact he was posting guitar and playing guitar every single day. And it took him to do it a fair amount of times, to get a response rate out of someone he hadn't spoken to in 5 years. But that's the power of this. If you do it consistently, you've got people out there that are not even talking to you, but they are following you. They are there. You just don't know they're there. It just takes that one post, that one comment, and same as what I was coming back to with the football analogy. You've just got to keep pounding. You've got to keep pounding. You've got to keep pounding. You will get there eventually. But if you're not consistent and putting yourself out there, they're not going to find you. It's not up to you to find them. You've got to allow them to find you. But you only do that if you're doing it consistently, recording your videos, putting out your blog posts, and you do it on, I'm not going to say every single platform, because again, there's so many out there, it's unbelievable. But you need to, if you can't do something consistently, then you just don't do it at all. Okay? There are going to be times, of course, when you might not be able to do something, and okay, that's cool. But that doesn't mean you have to give up. You just have to accept that sometimes life gets in the way, and sometimes things just get in the way, and that's unfortunate. But that doesn't mean to say that you should stop. You just got to keep going. I just think, you know what, I will get there. I will get there. And just believe, because that's another key as well. If you don't believe what you're doing it's going to work, you might as well just throw in the towel now, because it's a waste of time. People will resonate to your message when they can see the passion in your voice. Or again, this comes back to video, but if they can't hear the passion in your voice, the sincerity, and how much drive you've got, your vision, people are not going to resonate with it. And again, if you don't believe in what you're saying, it's going to come through in what you're doing, certainly if you're doing videos. So when they can see the passion in your voice, the sincerity in your voice, and your conviction, they're going to believe in you. Even sometimes maybe when you don't necessarily believe in yourself. When you believe in the message, you may not necessarily need to believe in yourself 100%. I would encourage you to, but even when you're struggling to believe in yourself, if you believe in the message, what you're portraying, that's going to come through as well. So just stay true to who you are. Just keep going, regardless of what results you're getting. Be detached from the outcome for at least 90 days. Do everything you can for 90 days. Stay consistent at it every single day, and then review it in 90 days. I'd ask you to review it more often, but don't review it and then get discouraged if you're not getting the results what you're expecting. Just do it and just think, you know what, okay, where am I at now? Okay, that's cool. What can I do now to get better? Consistency is one thing, but don't get discouraged if you're not at where you think you should be at, because that's the other thing as well. We all have this thing about thinking, okay, there's billions of people out there, and if I put a link out there on Facebook and Google Plus, that means thousands of people can potentially get to it, and that's true. But it all comes down to your sphere of influence. People don't know who you are, they don't know what you're all about, and you're not posting on a consistent basis. They're not exactly going to click on it because they don't know what to expect. It's up to you to put out there good, relevant content. And as I've already said about Ray Higdon, he's one of the top earners when it comes to network marketing. And again, when we come back to making money online, we're not offering you a guarantee, but we're just saying this is what's possible. This guy has been consistent all the way through in the time that he's been online now, and I believe he got started in July 2009. So 6 years he's been doing it. But he's been consistent. And you look at him now, and like I say, he's able to post a link, and in a matter of half an hour, he's able to get 100 likes. That is a phenomenal amount of people that he can reach to in such a short time. But that's only possible because of, one, he's consistent, he stays true to his message, and he reaches and connects with people a lot. So people just resonate with his message. And this is what you kind of need to build into, and regardless of what platform you're talking about, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, it could be anything. If you're not consistent, you're not staying true to who you are, and you're not connecting with people, then it's not going to work. You need to be consistent, if anything. But when you get people that are connecting with you, commenting and liking your page, reach out, connect with them, and just see what they're all about, and see if you can return the favor, and just see what they're all about and how you can help them, because that's the other thing as well. We're here to help other people. I know we're here for ourselves and we're here for our business, but this business is all about how you can help other people. And if you're not here to help other people, then that's another reason why maybe this business is not for you.
Yeah, I wanted to say something too as you were talking, Neil. It all has to do with engagement as well, because when you are out there, you can just put, how do they say, who's going to find you on the internet? There is so many people, there's competition, and if we don't start engaging with people, then, and building that, like even something simple, ask them if they could like, comment, and share what you're doing. Maybe you need to do that in the beginning, like you just said, Ray Higdon or all the big leaders, or let's say you're a musician like Aaron is, but he can be a what do you call it? Closet musician, or just in a little bar in the southeast corner of New Mexico, right? But if he wants to get out there, of course, he's going to make a YouTube video, and maybe people will discover him, maybe they won't. But how could he even expand it is just simply by asking to share his video. I don't know how, what's his name? Justin Bieber got popular. Well, of course, he's young, and he did a YouTube video, I believe it was, and it went viral, and there you go. So you want the, what do they call it? I want to say generic way that you spread it. What is the word for that? I can't think of it right now. The where it's a natural, it just happens naturally, right? Where you don't have to advertise, or you don't have to do anything. Aaron, or what do you call it?
Organically.
Huh?
Organically.
Organically, duh. Okay, organically, right? Where it just happens like that, where you're not boosting it, you're not advertising it, you're not doing that, so it just happens organically. Then that's all well and good, but we know that we're talking about free, right? A way that you can utilize social media without maybe having to pay for it. So just ask your audience. I know that I have several people who whenever I post something, I look and, oh, they've shared it, or she's tagged me in it, and she's sharing it with her audience. And I never asked her to do that. There are several people that are just doing that with my post automatically, organically. But some people, again, they don't even know how to use Facebook. They're not marketers themselves, and they don't even know how to share it. But when you ask them and when they learn how to do that, then you never know, their friends are finding my videos and clicking on them. Because I tell you, almost every time I post, I look at who, obviously we go back and see how many likes we have, and I'm looking, one thing that I posted about my husband and I went back and I looked, and I said, oh my God, I have like 100 likes or something like that. And I said, who is it that liked it? Are these all my friends? And then I'm scrolling down to the very, very bottom, and I had like 20 people that I don't even know them. And it says, we're me for add friend, add friend, add friend. They were friends of friends of friends of friends. So I went back to each one of them, and I thanked them for liking my post, and I friended some of them, and I sent them messages. So that just can be a spider web of new friends that I have from that one post, that either people shared, or it went to their news feed, and then their friends liked it, and that's how it all happens. But every time I post now, I'm getting 1, 2, 3 to 5 to 10 to 20 new people that I don't even know, because they're friends of friends of friends, which is wonderful. And so this is how we can utilize Facebook and our post. If we put something, I thought it was like, it was just me and my hubby. I mean, we're doing anything special. I did one of those crazy faces that I always make, like, we made a crazy face, and there you go. And then sometimes I do that with videos, and next thing I know, how many likes do I have? I wasn't expecting it at all. Well, I can't say that I wasn't expecting it. That's what we're using these platforms for. But on certain things, I'm like, I'm not going to get any likes on it. Maybe 5, maybe 10. But literally, I had like 100 or more likes on this. So it just goes to show you, and I didn't even ask. I didn't say share it. I didn't say like it. I just posted it. And another thing, too, there's something that is podcasts. I've never set up a podcast. A friend of mine who happens to be in my Superwoman group is doing podcasts, and she's killing it doing those. And she will post every once in a while where somebody, the person that she interviews, has gotten 1,000 likes or 1,000 downloads on her podcast. So that is something I've never looked into doing, and I know several other people who do something like that. And that's, I don't know if podcasts are free or if you have to pay for them, because I know that they're on. You can put them on YouTube, not YouTube, but iTunes, where people can do it. And I think she's not charging for them, but just think if she did, she could have $1,000 in her pocket if they downloaded it for $1, you know. So, but again, she never knows which one is going to take off and run with it. But those are, again, free platforms, or platforms that we could utilize to get our videos out there, to get our information out there to the masses.
Yeah, I almost forgot about both of those things that you mentioned when it comes to what Neil talked about as far as the basically the part as far as like you going to like somebody something simple on Facebook too, and then to the sharing to the information what you mentioned too, Patricia, as far as we continue to be consistent with that. Perfect example, once you do decide to join us, once you click the yes, let me in link below, once you do have your own platform set up too, once you start sharing information too on your platform, whatever type of information you like to talk about, whether it be your company, your lifestyle, or whatever too, again, over time too, you're going to, and as Patricia just mentioned, you can do something as simple as, hey, leave a comment below too at the end of your blog post too, or like or share this if you got video. I mean, not video. If you got value from it too, and you never know how far too that can go as far as just getting that simple organic traffic. And then also too, it never hurts to go and like what other people are doing too. Maybe it'd be a picture of babies too, or maybe something going on too, a success they have going on Facebook. And, you know, we're talking about Facebook because obviously right now, as we can tell, and Neil and I have mentioned this before, Facebook is literally trying to take over the internet. If you haven't been paying attention, so for those that haven't been paying attention the last 12 years too, I think Facebook is really trying to, you know, put the handle down on the internet world too. That's just how technology is growing too, and obviously too the information age big time, and Facebook is capitalizing on that too. So why not you capitalize on it yourself too? Once you get your own home base platform too, and talk about mentioned about your blog platform as well too, and we call it the Kalatu platform in our community as well. So it's already basically has the WordPress set up, so you don't have to worry about going to get all that all that stuff and pay for stuff separately if you're doing your own WordPress blog platform, because you know you do have those haters. But if people were to start hating on that the WordPress platform, if you bought your own too, it could get shut down. I hate to say that too, but the Kalatu though, pretty much everything they've done the research and everything too, and they did all the information too. So even if you did have potential haters too, you have a bigger community that's going to basically overwhelm that too, because people are going to want to know what you're doing too, especially in this community. They're going to have your back. Like if any of these guys have a blog post too, yeah, we're going to comment on each other's posts. We might even share it as well too, and then if we share it too and then put it on something as simple as Facebook, somebody else might want to comment too, and this keeps on going on like that too. So you don't have to worry about all the negativity, as what Aaron mentioned earlier too, which it's going to happen. Because people, you know, unfortunately in the world, do not want to fill their minds with the information. They don't want to read the books. They don't want to listen to the audio too. Which, oh, by the way, that's also how you get some information too on blogs or platforms too, and also how you share videos. So that's just a couple simple ideas too we want to share as well as top of having your blog platform as well to go share information. Again, whatever it is that you like to talk about, lifestyle, information, about your company, whatever too. But as we mentioned already too, pick one platform and try to master that too. You know, there's nothing wrong about sharing information on other platforms. There's nothing wrong with that too. But there'll be one platform that you're like, let me get this a shot. You might want to try Facebook more so. You might want to do Instagram more so. You might even want to do Periscope. You know, to in a sense, you basically kill two birds with one stone. A little bit of lifestyle. Oh, by the way, this is what I also shared in my latest post. So just something to think about too, as far as different ways to utilize these platforms too with your own blogging platform. So that's one thing I want to have you to keep in mind too. Once you decide to join forces with us, you'll be like, you know what, I can do this too. And again too, since again use these platforms too, since obviously they're already social media, giant hangout, since everybody likes to hang out too. Put information out there too, so people get a little chance, get a little bit more chance to see what they're doing, because as you mentioned earlier, people are noticing. So then they can get a bit more. It's like, you know what? I like this person. Like Aaron said earlier, you have somebody just message you out of the blue. We haven't talked to in a few years. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's real cool. That somebody's like, you know what? I love that. They're inspired what you did, what you shared, too, and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna just join you. It's gonna happen too. Again, not gonna guarantee you anything. See income disclosure below too, but it is possible as far as certain results. So. That's just what I want to mention. Anything else too that you guys might share real quick?
I'm good for now.
Me too.
I've got one more thing to add, and that's to go out there and engage with people yourself on whatever social media platform you're on. Make it a point to go out there and reach out to other people, comment, like, share their stuff as well, see how they're doing, because especially with Facebook, it has its own algorithm that it won't show your content to people if you're not engaging with them to begin with. So you want to keep that in mind. You want to stay engaged with people yourself so that they end up seeing your content to begin with. Because a lot of times your stuff will not show up in their news feed if you have not interacted with them in a long time. So just go and at least like some posts. Just if you see some stuff on your news feed from other people, go ahead and go like it. If you think of somebody out of the blue that you haven't talked to in a while, go just type it in the search, type their name in, look at their profile, see what they're up to, like some of their stuff, maybe comment on it. Then all of a sudden you'll notice they'll start seeing your stuff, and you'll start getting comments from them as well. So be proactive about engagement as much as you would like for other people to engage with you. It's good to do the same for them. So
Exactly. And sometimes we think that we are, to try to get new people into your business or new eyeballs at what you're doing. And like Aaron said, I did that one time. I went back, not one time, I'm doing it now as a proactive thing to get news people to see, more people to see what I'm doing in their news feed. And if you just go back and like them. And the other thing on Facebook is or make them, where does it say? It says friend. If you put check mark get their notifications, and then you have to make them friends. What does it say? Best friends? Because if you don't do that, you'll never see them in your newsfeed. Because again, the close friends, that's what it says. You have to check that. I know a lot of times I will see people friend me, and I go in a friend request, and then I'll go friend them, and I'll forget to go back again and put that little check mark, and then I see their post maybe a week or so later and say, wait a minute, I no wonder why they haven't been commenting. They just became my friend and I haven't seen them at all. Well, in my newsfeed, that's because you really need to go check mark that. So that's a free little tip right there. If you don't do that, you'll never see them at all. That's why when I see Neil, Andre, and stuff, I have that checked as their close friends. And I had a rule. I said if they didn't comment on my post or anything, I wouldn't check mark that because they're not engaging with me. Well, the reason why, like I said, is I didn't check that. And it was kind of a selfish thing I did. I said, well, if they're not going to engage with me, I'm not going to make them a close friend, but you have to do that first. If they haven't, and if you're not doing the same thing with them, if you're not engaging with them, then why would they? So you just have to keep them proactive and go back and comment. So I have I think almost 2,000 friends or something. I don't even know how many friends I have, but let's see, I have 51 friends. Can you imagine if I spent a day or two doing that? People that I haven't engaged with, and just to update and see what they're doing. Hey, what you doing? Go and chat with them as well. Who knows? We know that people change their businesses. They're in a new business, or one of their business has closed down. Like I know there were people on Wake Up Now. That's no longer. There's something happening with Vima. You know, we can go back and connect with them and see what they're up to, and offer them our blog, which if they click below, click that green link below, we're going to be around because our platform is where they can advertise what they're doing. You know, we're generic that they can put their business and brand themselves. They don't need to put that they're from said company. They're from Herbalife. They're from Vima. They're from, like I said, whatever company that they're from, or they're from Mary Kay. Brand themselves, because if that company goes out of business or they decide that they don't want to be with that company anymore, they can still have their blog. And our blog is unique because it'll always be theirs as long as they pay for it. We're never going to have them kicked off, because with the regular WordPress platforms, as we know, or some of the other free platforms, they can shut you down at any minute. But this is your platform that you've paid for, that you can monetize and make and earn residual income with.
Yep, that is so true. So also too, like we mentioned earlier too, yes, it's only a $17 2-week trial to give it a shot to, just so you can again get a handle of sharing information too, and this different themes, how you want to have your background, how you want to have it set up too, and then again just start posting information on there too, and you never know where and who is paying attention to what you're doing. So that's just one thing that we want to mention with you today, and hopefully you got a lot of value from what was shared here. If so, also comment below too if you got some value from what we've shared this evening. So just keep that in mind too, that also next week, same time, same place too, and you might be surprised, or you might be interested as far as what we have to share too come that time. So with that being said, we will see you the next hangout.
Take it easy, guys.
Peace.